Why is it a good time to buy, and why am I talking about this in June of 2022 with all that's going on in the economy? Well, I believe that it is a good time to buy, and I'm going to share some data with you that backs me up because you know that I'm all about the data. Now, before we get into the numbers, let's get the bad news out of the way. Mortgage rates are the highest since 2008. And rates have dramatically increased over the last 6 months, and rates have increased at a faster rate within the last few months alone. We have inflation, which is out of control and will more than likely continue to rise. Gas prices are astronomical, and it takes a triple amount now to fill up our tanks as compared to just a few short months ago. Supply chains continue to be disrupted. We're seeing less products, including food, on the shelves. And you know what? This makes me think of stories that I recently read where truck drivers are going out of business because they cannot sustain themselves due to the cost of transporting the very products that we need. And on top of all of this, there is political unrest. It seems as if we have more money running out of our pockets than we have coming in. So why in the world would I think that it's a good time to buy? First, let me say that there is speculation that home prices will decrease about 5% this year, and even more so, about 15% to 20% for overvalue markets like Boise, Atlanta, Denver, and Greensboro, North Carolina, just to name a few. Now, as I always say, we cannot predict the future, and honestly, the pop of a housing bubble has been in the headlines for the last 9 years. As you recall, in one of my videos from about a month ago, I discussed how a recession affects the housing market. Now, if you haven't seen or watched that video, click on the link above to check it out. There was a recession in 2008 where home prices fell, and they also decreased during the Great Depression. However, a recession is not indicative of a housing crash or a dramatic drop in home prices. We have to consider the unemployment rate and personal income. So if a person loses his or her job, then the mortgage can't get paid, and the chances of foreclosure are now high. So if we think about this on a greater scale, where we have a large number of homeowners falling into this situation, we will see an increase of foreclosures. And just as an FYI, the foreclosure rate in Phoenix is still low, and you know that I will keep my eyes peeled on that and keep you updated. Now, the economy is not really in a good position right now, and honestly, I believe that it's going to get worse before it gets better, just my opinion. But here's why I think it's a good time to buy. All of the indicators that show how hot or cold the market is right now, either for buyers or sellers, and that really depends on how you want to look at it, these indicators are favorable for buyers. And if our economy gets worse, it will indeed be a buyer's market, and there will be huge buying opportunities. Now, don't get me wrong, I totally understand that the current mortgage rates, on top of everything else we're facing right now, is making it impossible for a lot of home buyers to be homeowners. So in a few minutes, I'm going to give you some tips on how buying a home in the near future can be your reality. But for now, let's take a look at the data. As stated earlier, indicators are favorable for buyers. Active listings are up 35% from last month. Now, active listings are homes that are not under contract. Pending listings are down 13% from last month. Now, pending listings are listings that are under contract. And inventory, or the days of inventory, and these are excluding properties that are under contract, is up 62% from last month. So we see that there are more homes on the market and less homes going under contract. So basically, the contract ratio is decreasing, which is a sign of a weakening market. We are also seeing a large number of price cuts. I cannot tell you how many active listings I've seen drop their prices. As a matter of fact, the median price cut amount as of June 18th is $14,850. And the last data point I want to share with you is the closing over list price. Now, during these past 2 years, listings have sold way over asking price. I'm talking about $15K to $25K or more in some cases. So for example, in June of last year, 2021, 60% of listings sold over list price. This is now at 47%. Less homes are selling over asking price. Now, this all means that we are moving into a cooler market, meaning less competition and lower prices. FYI, the monthly median sales price in the greater Phoenix area for single family homes dropped from $515K to $507K since last month, just May. Now, will prices dramatically drop like they did in 2008? I highly doubt it. The circumstances were different then than they are now, but I do believe that we will see more realistic home prices. And if the economy worsens, we could see a slight drop in home prices, which again will present some great buying opportunities. So with rising interest rates, what can you do to become a homeowner? Well, first, save. Save as much as you can. Now, I recommend a 20% down payment. This helps you avoid PMI, which is private mortgage insurance. This increases your private mortgage insurance, increases your monthly mortgage payment. A 20% down payment could also lower your interest rate. So can a higher credit score. So work on getting your credit score up. Now, a higher down payment could delay you in becoming a homeowner, but it will be beneficial in the long run. Decrease your debt to income ratio, pay off your debt, pay it down, pay it off, and also shop lenders. Fees vary from lender to lender. Experience varies, like the knowledge that a lender can bring to the table varies. And programs offered by lenders vary as well. Discuss with your loan officer, or at least as you're shopping around for lenders, about buying down your mortgage rate. What are your options for doing so? Now, since the market is more favorable to buyers, ask for seller concessions, which can minimize your upfront costs. Also, lastly, refinance when rates are lower. Now, this is all cyclical, right? Interest rates are cyclical. Rates may go higher in the near future, but if they go lower than the rate you locked in, then take advantage of the lower rate. Now, if you want to buy a home, then please get your copy of my book, The Complete Guide to Buying a Home, where you'll become a savvy house hunter. Just see the link below for details. I'm Renee the Realtor. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.